Did you know that financial stress has a history and it's not your fault? You were just surviving. I'm Dr. Regina. I'm a double board certified psychiatrist and a lifestyle medicine provider. And I'm going to skip to the end to get to the bottom line. You were probably lied to. Yes, the reason that you're probably in financial stress right now, and yes, it's causing you worry, it's causing you stress, it's causing you sleepless nights, it's definitely impacting your mental health. It's probably because you were lied to. And I want to talk to you for just a moment about the fact that there's definitely a history of financial difficulties, that if you're living in the United States, you're a product of that history. So, way back after slavery times and post Reconstruction, there was a lie that started. So, there were people who were considered white and people that were considered not white, right? People of color. Well, the people that were of the wealthier hue, let's say people that had more money, they basically were fearful of the fact that folks who didn't have as much money, whether they looked like them or not, actually were a class in unto themselves. And they were starting to work together and they were starting to benefit each other. And this was a problem for the wealthy elite at the time. And so they had a problem of fear, which is this group of people that are more than we are going to band together and they're going to call for accountability. And the wealth that we think that we have, we're actually going to lose that. So there are three levels of fear here. Level number one are the wealthy elite that have the money but are afraid to lose it. And so then they're using divisive terms to pit other people against each other. Category number two are the people that look like they're of a lighter hue, but have been told a lie that, hey, if you buy into things like white supremacy and neo-Nazism, you're better than these other people, even though you don't have a whole lot of money. And even though there's not a lot of wealth in your life, you're told that you are wealthy um, by virtue of your identity, right? Your whiteness makes you valuable. Your whiteness makes you better for some people. That, unfortunately, is a lie that ends up keeping that people oppressed and allowing them to fear working with other people that maybe don't look like them. And then there's a third category of people that are black or brown that are told that, hey, if you assimilate, we'll let you in. We'll give you a seat at the table. If you assimilate and you look like and act like us, right, by virtue of the adjacency to whiteness, then that's going to end up being a wealth revenue stream for you. And so that's when you start seeing black and brown people, especially of a lighter hue, black or brown people, maybe folks that identify as Asian or East Asian or Indian Asian, or folks who now we call mulatto, or at the time we would call mulatto, or folks that were African American or Caribbean, but were of a lighter hue, right? So there are these promises for this wealth, this pie and pie in the sky, that doesn't ever materialize. Well, for all three of these groups, what's the underlying issue? It's worry, anxiety, and fear. Fear of losing what you already have, fear of not being enough, not making enough, not getting enough, fear of not being accepted, not being able to assimilate. Do you see how all of those financial concerns that start out as wealth concerns are actually fear and anxiety concerns? They're actually identity concerns. Well, we're going to be starting a series on something called colonization health. We've actually been doing it for almost a year now. But not only are we working with folks who have considered themselves colonized within the United States, we're going to be working with folks who have been colonized or represent nations that have been colonized all over the world. And in our third iteration, we're going to talk about folks who maybe they weren't colonized, they were of the group that were colonizers. And how do they deal with all of these things? Every single one of them relates back to mental health. So I want you to stay tuned for that. And if it's something that you're interested in, please put in the comment section colonization health. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to keep talking about this because at the end of the day, it might look like a financial problem, but ultimately, it's really an identity problem. And we're going to see how identity in future days impacts your mental health. I'm Dr. Virginia. You have a very blessed day on purpose. Take care.